Hey, are you doing a launch soon? Well, stop the scroll and take a listen for just a few minutes. I want to tell you about the biggest mistake new entrepreneurs make when they do a launch. Hi, I'm Cheryl Texera, and I am the Get Her Done specialist, the Get It Done specialist. So I want to share with you some of the mistakes that one of the biggest mistakes that I see when new entrepreneurs do a launch. And I have witnessed this mistake over and over and over again. And so I don't want you to have that issue. I don't want you to make that mistake because this mistake can cost you a lot of money. So I wanted to also share some tips with you on how you can avoid this mistake. So imagine you're going to do a launch. Maybe it's a live launch, like some sort of an event, like a challenge, a boot camp, or a webinar, or a master class, something like that, right? And you go through the whole 9 yards. You create your sales pages, you create your promotions, you got your your thank you page and your email campaigns. You're reminding everybody you're doing your job. You're doing a great job. You get everything done and you go and you do that event, and then you don't make an offer. And that is the biggest mistake, is they don't have an offer to follow up, and they don't have an offer behind their launch. And so if you think about that, you're doing an awful lot of effort to just maybe grow your email list a little bit. And yes, that could pay off. You can start making money from your list that way. But by going through all that effort, what you're really trying to do there with a launch, the whole purpose of the launch is to find leads and that are qualified, and then to warm them up, right? You have this know, like, and trust factor, right? And so you're giving yourself a 5-day launch or an hour-long webinar or whatever it is, so that your audience can get to know you a little bit better, so they can know you, like you, trust you, right? And so if you do that and you get them all the way warmed up into a hot lead, and then you don't put an offer behind it, you're leaving them flat, right? You're leaving them maybe a little bit frustrated because they were expecting something, right? They were expecting something and they didn't get what they needed. So you're actually disserving your audience by not having an offer to follow it up. And not only that, you leave them without that next step, right? Because your launch is going to be the first step, and then your offer is the next step, the next logical step for them to go to. And if you don't have that offer, you leave them without that next step, and you also lose money. So the solution to this, even if you don't have a formal offer yet, if you're a coach or a course creator or a service professional, side hustler, whatever it is, right? You can offer a phone call. You can offer a phone call to get on there, get on the phone with them, talk to them about their needs, and then you can offer them your coaching program. Even if you have no clients now and you don't know exactly what you're going to do, you can still offer it, because the whole point of coaching is that you respond real time to people, right? You don't just have everything canned. You respond real time, so you can really truly help your clients, and you're not just putting them through some cookie cutter program. They could just take a course for that, right? They don't need you to coach them through that. So what you really want to do is take them to that next step, offer that phone call, and get them on the line, and then talk to them based on their needs, make them an offer based on whatever their needs are. And so even if you don't have a formal offer in place, you can still do this, and at least you don't leave your audience hanging, right? And waiting for that next step. They get that opportunity, take the next step. So think about that when you are working on your next launch, to have that offer, and make sure you have a little bit of information about what types of things you offer, or what the next step is, right? It's really about the next step. It's not the offer. It's what's the next step, and is that the right step for that client? And when you do that, then you'll get people booking calls with you. You'll get people who are interested in going to the next step. And then you can start getting some good, good leads coming in, and you can make some money. And so the last thing I wanted to say though, too, is that even if you don't make a sale, one, at least you tried. Two, if you're a good scrummer, you're going to do a lessons learned, and you're going to figure out what went wrong, what you need to do better, what wasn't quite built out that you would like to have built out next time. Maybe you want a sales page for your offer next time, and you want to do a more formal offer that way. Or maybe you want to continue to do just the phone call, and then you can just simply use a checkout form, right, to collect payment. You don't have to have all that formalized sales page and everything, especially when you first get started. So think about those things, because those things are that's the part of the build out. And as a scrummer, as a good scrummer, you're looking at the minimum viable product first, right? Your minimum viable product is going to be, the contents of that launch, right? The contents of the launch and the promotion of that launch, making sure you promote it, making sure you have a way for people to register for your launch, and then making sure that they know where to go and how to get there, and they're reminded and all that stuff, because people are busy and they get too busy, and they forget that they registered for something, or they forget the date. So constantly reminding them of the date is a really good practice. Anyway, so then once you have that, that's your minimum viable product. You can simply go with offering a phone call for the next step. Just make sure you describe what that next step is, so that they understand what it is that's the next step. Remember, those leads now are warm. They might even be hot and ready to work with you. And so don't leave them hanging. Make sure you always have an offer to back it up. Okay, all right. I hope that helps you with your very first launch. Please reach out. I'd love to help you out to manage your launch and get that going, and manage the build out of your launch. So feel free to reach out and see how we can work together to help you with that. And also, don't forget to join my masterclass. It's tomorrow at 10 a.m. And that is June 23rd at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And I'm going to be talking about how to set realistic revenue goals, because that's been my theme all month. How to set those realistic revenue goals, how you could achieve those goals, and then how to create realistic timelines so that you have a reasonable timeline that doesn't kill you, number one, or doesn't set you up for failure because you took on too much and then you burn out and you give up. We don't want that to happen, right? So join my my webinar, my masterclass tomorrow. It's at thescrumshop.com/revenue goals. You can get registered there, and I will be giving away a free gift when you join and you stay to the end. You've got to join on Zoom. So be sure and do that. Remember to get registered at thescrumshop.com/revenue goals. All right, guys, thank you. And I will see you in the comments. Bye.